The community has spoken. If you want to play GameCube on a handheld without spending a fortune, there's one device many people completely overlooked because of all the recent RAM and AI hype: the Retroid Pocket 5. Sure, there are alternatives, but this handheld landed in a price range where GameCube emulation simply shouldn't be this good. And that's exactly what this story is about. For around $185 to $200, you get a Snapdragon 865 paired with an Adreno 650 GPU, a chipset that powered flagship smartphones just a few years ago, and now runs GameCube classics at a rock-solid 30 to 60 frames per second. Not at native resolution either, upscaled, 2 or even 3 times the original resolution. Super Mario Sunshine looks sharper than ever. Wind Waker displays colors the original GameCube could never produce. More than 95% of the entire GameCube library is essentially just launch and play. Make sure to subscribe before we continue, because this is where things get really interesting. The display changes everything. A 5.5-inch 1080p AMOLED panel. GameCube games were built around vibrant colors, and on OLED they look more modern than on any LCD competitor in this price range. Perfect blacks, incredible color saturation. And because GameCube games are normally displayed in a 4:3 aspect ratio, you get black bars on the sides. But on an AMOLED screen, those bars completely disappear. The pixels simply turn off, the borders become invisible. Especially on the black model, it genuinely looks like the display was made for GameCube. Then there are the controller details most people overlook. Hall effect analog sticks, magnetic, incredibly precise, and immune to stick drift. Analog L2 and R2 triggers, just like the original GameCube controller, something very few handhelds at this price support natively. Anyone who's played Super Mario Sunshine knows exactly why that matters. How else are you supposed to control FLUDD's water pressure or aim properly in Metroid Prime? Here, it just works because the hardware was designed for it. And then there's the GC Edition. Retroid offers a version of the RP5 with a color scheme directly inspired by the iconic purple GameCube controller. Red and green face buttons, a yellow C-stick. The moment you hold it, you understand why the community doesn't see this handheld as a budget compromise, but as a tribute to the GameCube itself. Active cooling thanks to the built-in fan prevents thermal throttling even after hours of demanding GameCube gameplay. Performance stays consistent, no slowdowns, no stuttering that suddenly appears after 30 minutes. The 5000 mAh battery delivers around 3 to 4 hours of GameCube emulation. Solid for portable gaming. Not record-breaking, but realistic for what this chipset is capable of. And that's where the community does the math. For $185, you get a handheld that runs upscaled GameCube games, features a gorgeous AMOLED display, Hall effect sticks, analog triggers, and even comes in a special edition that looks like the controller so many of us grew up with. Yes, more expensive handhelds offer more, but nothing cheaper even comes close. The Retroid Pocket 5 isn't the king of the mid-range because it's the only option. It's the king because it leaves everything below it behind and doesn't need to compete with anything above it.